Hi Aquarius, here's part one of a general look at your solar chart for the whole of 2010, and I'm just going to relate to you the information, the facts, so that it's going to be a bit like a list really, but you can refer back to it later on in the year if you want to. So kicking off here with the eclipse on January the 15th, that's going to send a pulse of energy out over the subsequent 6 months, bringing new beginnings in a very personal, sort of behind the scenes kind of way in your life. I think it's going to help you to think more deeply about things and sprout the seeds of new ideas in your mind, and also it's going to help you to spend more time on self-nurturing activities, anything that will improve your life or the life of nearest and dearest. But you're thinking in a bigger way now, and this kind of sets the tone. Time to think things through, but also to touch base with your inner self and your higher self. Excellent for you artists out there, anything to do with healing activities, mystical, spiritual, meditation, that kind of thing. And also you could be called upon to be a support for others. This vibration is going to stimulate your compassionate side, Aquarius. Now overall, Jupiter working from Pisces January the 18th to June the 6th, and then it goes back into your sign and then back out again from September the 9th until the end of the year. That means you'll grow best through putting your money where your mouth is. What I mean by that is invest in yourself, really. So whether it's on a course or a new piece of kit or a trip, or therapy, whatever it is, you should take money and effort and use it to underpin or invest in something that you hold very dear to your heart, something which will involve you spiritually or further your personal interests. This isn't about materialism at all. You see, Jupiter is the principle of expansion, so if you put that seed, but Jupiter is also the planet of spirituality to a certain degree, so if you put that seed in, if you meet that criteria of Jupiter and you put that seed in the right place, even though it's very, very small investment, it doesn't even have to be money. You know, it can be in another way. Like you take the trouble to learn something or to develop something in yourself, then that's going to grow, and that will grow and snowball and get bigger and bigger even when the aspect's gone over. I've seen it happen. Now, once Jupiter parts company with Neptune and Chiron from the end of the first week of January, things are going to start to be clearer for you. This has been a sort of a confusing aspect for many people over 2009, but healing as well. In 2009, it may have kind of left things hanging in the air regarding finances, material security. There may have just been an unclear situation there regarding your personal ambitions in this area. And you could have been pulled up short more than once when the fuller reality of maybe a too idealistic attitude or taking something for granted, you know, came home to roost to you. Probably this would have been felt more by you Aquarians born later in the months of February. However, from the beginning of January, there's going to be a growing sense of clarity in that area, and you'll get stronger evidence of progress, of things coming together, because they will just start to move forward regarding your long cherished hopes and aims. Nice surprises could be coming your way on June the 8th, September the 19th, and even into January, onto January the 4th, 2011, when Jupiter conjuncts Uranus. So try and schedule something nice on those days, because you could get more than you bargained for, but I think probably in a nice way. Overall, in 2010, Jupiter's continued presence in your sign means that you've been learning to find your level to a degree, a more authentic way of you being you in the world, because the tendency has been that you've been pulled into being all things for all people, a little bit of a savior at times, and you may have noticed certain others leaning on you, so that you now, you know, you've been sort of learning the lesson of that, and now are learning to draw your boundaries, to know where they end and you begin, sort of thing. Get a stronger sense of self-identity, because that way you're going to attract relationships and circumstances into your life which reflect your true inner needs, and not some kind of an illusionary character. Now, when Saturn opposes Uranus from Virgo, from the middle of April to early July, you and the universe are going to continue to meet the challenge of how to get on with partners, even though you have a very different take on things sometimes. Or maybe you've been realizing just who or what you can really rely upon. You may have had to watch your back, or at times, and at other times you may have had to really pull out the stops, within yourself, to arrive at a mutual agreement with others. Maybe you're having to live within the parameters of a previous contract or agreement, or maybe there's a cut off of a line of supply, and that could be emotional support, not just the obvious, and you've had to shift into a new gear. However it is for you, this is the final stage of that, and now you should be deciding just what or who to let go of. For this is the time for you to clear the decks and ditch what really isn't working and move on. So during this period you'll have to be patient and persevering as the cogs of the gears slowly shift into a new position. Now, when Saturn opposes Uranus from Libra from mid-July to August the 11th, the focus is going to be more on putting your ideals to work in the real world. The real nuts and bolts of a philosophy of life on a daily basis. So quite a learning curve beginning there. You just get a little taster of it in 2010, but a more expansive and adventurous cycle is on its way to you. It's in the pipeline, so you get a little taste of it there. Study, travel, gather information on whatever you can to get closer to your overall goals. Communications, mental and physical, will be highlighted, and you'll be challenged to express yourself despite being busy and adapting to maybe different conditions, different environments, people, philosophy of life. Maybe you'll develop an interest in a new field of knowledge. Maybe that will be the very beginning of it. Maybe something really weird and unusual like astrology, or developing an interest in more bigger issues, global issues, environmental issues. But feeling at the same time held back, at first by circumstances. So just the very beginnings of that there. Uranus working from Pisces from end of May, and then again from 13th of August to the 11th of March 2011, continues to create instability affecting basic material security. Changing conditions there. You having to be quick on your feet and kind of being innovative and flexible in your approach. Anything to do with financial or property matters. Now then, I think that's enough for side 1. So side 2 will be somewhere nearby. I'll catch up with you there.